Hi guys, this is Shay, and yeah, today is Monday, and I just wanted to share with you that we are in review mode because my kiddos will be taking a state standardized test on Thursday and Friday. They'll take the reading portion on Thursday and then the math portion on Friday. And so I have been reviewing with them for the past, 6 weeks. I've been teaching new skills and concepts during that time as well, but also I have been reviewing, skills and concepts from the beginning of school. So this week is it. They are going to take their test. This is the third and final test that they're going to take for the state. This week. So I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit, excited. It's always exciting to see the growth of a child from point A to point B, from the beginning of the school year to the end of the school year. And yeah, so the kiddos are excited. They're a little bit nervous. I told them not to be nervous, that I've taught them well and that they have, they're focused and determined and that they're going to perform well. So yeah, I am going to show you some packets that I have been reviewing with them, some math packets and reading. So on the reading test, they take on Thursday, and then the math test they take on Friday. So my gosh, this is what, we've all been working toward, the parents, as well as myself, as well as just all the stakeholders, all of those individuals, grandmas, granddads, aftercare caretakers, teachers, we've all been working towards this goal. So yeah, this test is what we call like a high stakes test, meaning that it has high stakes, for them. They're getting ready for first grade. I cannot believe that the school year is almost over, but yeah, they are getting ready for first grade, and this is the last state standardized test that they will be taking. So I will keep you posted. I'll get the results immediately. So I'll just let you know. Alrighty, I'll see you soon. Hi guys, this is Shay, and today is Wednesday, and I don't know if you can see it in my eyes, but I am exhausted. I'm exhausted. My kiddos were supposed to have the reading portion of their standardized test, this last standardized test, thank goodness, on Thursday, but I went ahead and administered it to them on today. Reason being because, I don't know, I had a sneaky suspicion that maybe some of them might be absent, even though I sent out a message on my classroom messenger letting the parents know that we were going to have that Thursday and Friday were going to be testing days, and for students to be here every day in order for us to continue to review and get ready for these tests. So I had one student that was out today. He was out on yesterday as well. I don't believe he's going to be in on Thursday or Friday. And so he was out on last week on several days. And so he is missing all of the just review and then the kind of final last minute strategies that I have for them and the test prep. And I know it sounds like a lot. I don't know. If I didn't teach kindergarten, I would say, wait a minute, this sounds like a lot. So guys, just let me know. If you're a teacher, just let me know if you guys, the day that they test or the night before, are you a little bit like anxious in your stomach, or the day of, do you find yourself a little bit just not focused? Yes, but just a little bit exhausted, like after they finish taking their test, because I'm just exhausted. I could just lay down and go to sleep. I'm just tired, just keeping them focused. With these little ones, they literally need a lot of just redirection, a lot of just, I had some that's just staring and just looking off and not listening. And I had to show them and tell them again, okay, hit this button if you don't know, if you didn't hear the first time. I gave them all of that information prior to them taking the test, but I had to remind one or two of them that I just saw for a good 30 seconds just staring. I'm like, okay, redirection, get focused. And like that. So I'm going to compile the data and look at the information, and we'll see how this final test, we'll see the results of this final test, and I'll let you know. And then I'm hoping everyone is in tomorrow, or at least if that one student isn't in, fine, but everyone else is in so we can complete the math. So I'll keep you posted. And I'm going to look at the data now. I can't wait. I'm going to look at the data to see the good, the bad, the ugly, to see it all. But, all in all, I know that there's going to be growth, but I'll let you know. Guys, before I go, I just also wanted to share that I tested all of the headphones and the laptops, all of the equipment that students would test it on today. I tested all of that earlier. Like started testing it yesterday, actually, just to make sure that the laptops were working as well as the headsets, student headsets. And I'm so glad I did. I mean, that's part of my test check, is to actually check the devices, because there's nothing like, the device being the barrier or being the obstacle to student data being accurate and for students having those positive growth outcomes. And so I did. I hope that you do that as well. I just wanted to remind each and every one of you, if you are a teacher and you're testing, going into testing mode, make sure you check the equipment, because I found that one of my students' headsets was completely out. Like, there was no volume. They couldn't hear. I tested it myself. I took every headset and tested and listened to it on the device just to make sure. One of them, the headsets were out. Another one, there was only volume, I believe, in just one of them, and the other one was out. And I think I might have had another one that there was no volume as well. And so I found that my laptops, which are the devices that the students test on, the laptops would just spontaneously, the volume would just drop. And so I'm so glad that I did that. I was able to tell students prior to them taking the test that these things might happen with the computers, with their laptops, and to let me know if they did. And I had them raising their hand. I also, when I was eyeing them, just walking around circulating, just making sure that they were, paying attention and staying focused and just checking on them. When they would lean in real close to like real close, then I would say, okay, they're having problems. And I will go over and say, okay, can you hear? No, I can barely hear. So, I just wanted to just jump on and say, before your kiddos test, make sure you check the devices as you watch them, look for those nonverbal cues to let you know that there may be something wrong with just the process, and to, get in quickly, get it changed, get it rectified, get it corrected so that, your kiddos can move on. So yeah, I just wanted to share that. I had one student who was leaning in. I think he was leaning in before I could get over to him or see him really. I think I asked him how many questions did he not hear, and he said something like, I don't know, 3. And I was like, 3 is huge. So anyway, alrighty, that's all. I just wanted to share that little tidbit. Well, guys, today is Thursday, and it is done. The deed is done. The deed is done. I am worn out. My colleague was like, I'm so exhausted. I'm so tired. I feel so drained from testing. And I was like, I know you would have thought that we were the ones testing ourselves. Y'all, and I've got some chips. I had a student tell me, that student got done in, I want to say 10 minutes, maybe 11 minutes. I was putting kids on the laptops and, troubleshooting, just doing what you do during the testing period. And the student was like, I finished the test. It must have been, I'll say 12 minutes later. I said, I can't be, it's not possible. I mean, I have no words, honestly. I put them on the laptop, and 12 minutes later, they're like, I'm done, I'm finished. And I was like, you're finished with the pre-test, with the test? You can't be. And I looked at the sheet of paper that I gave them, because we're doing the math portion, and I gave them a pencil and paper so they could do their equations or any type of work that they needed to do. If it was equations, they needed to do their circles and then add, or if it's subtraction, do their circles and delete. Nothing on the paper, nothing, y'all. I know. I'm breathing in and I'm breathing out. And I said, okay. And I literally was like, it can't be. You please. And I looked at he said he was done. And I said, go, just have a seat. I looked on to see his score, and I just wanted to cry. I wanted to cry because the score reflected that. This is what he told me. I did it in my head. I said, you added, I don't know what the test, 19 plus 7. I did it in my head. So anyway, I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'll let you know how all the data, falls, and I'll share the information with you tomorrow. I'm going to eat my chips and drink my water, and I'm going to breathe in, and I'm going to breathe out. And I'll let you know tomorrow. I did it in my head. I still have that one student who needs to complete taking the reading and the math portion of the standardized test. He was actually absent these last 4 days of the week, and he was actually absent on last week for about 2 or 3 days. So when he gets back, it's going to be review with me and him one-on-one for just a little bit, and then he's going to go into the test. But here are the results for the test. Now I'm going to try to explain it the easiest way I can without, being too specific with student data and student information. And, we have so many different types of reports that you can print in order to analyze the data and to come up with, the results. But overall, I'm going to do this on a B, C, D, F scale, because I think that everyone can kind of relate to that. An A, being between, between 90% and 100%, a B accordingly, and on down. So for reading with my kiddos, there were, at this point, I still have that one student that needs to test, but I had 8 students that got A's, and I had, I'm tallying it up, I had 5 students that got B's. Alrighty, I have, 6 students that had B's, and then I have, 7 students that have B. I'm looking at the data as I go, so let me say it again. I had 8 students that had A's, 8 students that had B's, 2 students that has C's, and 1 student that has F. And then I still have that 1 student to take this test. So that is for math. That is for reading. For math, I have 7 students that has A's, 2 students that have B's, I have 4 students that have C's, I had 2 students that had D's, and then I had 3 students that had F's. So again, it's kind of that scale is not really what we use when we are computing data, but just to kind of give you a scale or the lingo or the language that perhaps you would understand. It's not as cut as dry as that. They actually performed really well on reading and math. For math is always just more difficult because, as you can imagine, there are multiple steps that go into coming up with an answer. Sometimes you're doing, addition equations. Sometimes they're having to do 1 or 2 or 3 steps just to get to the answer. So math has always been, the results have been a little bit lower than the reading results. So overall, these results are excellent. These results are excellent in terms of showing the kids their ability. And these results I'm very proud of for them and for me as well. So yeah, that is about it. I'm telling you, I feel wiped out. I was talking to, again, a couple of colleagues because the school is in testing mode and everyone is just kind of on edge. The kids are just cramming information and just review, not any new skills or any new content, but just in review mode. Everyone's reviewing, everyone is preparing so the kids could perform their best. And parents are, they are getting the kids to school on time and just making sure they're eating breakfast and kind of doing their part as well. So those are my results for the test. Okay, guys, so that's it with me, and I'll see you on the next one. This is Shay with the Learning Project.